So this week we are filling in the introduction section of our graphic organizer. So we are starting on the pre-writing step and we're going to start organizing this information. But again, we are only filling in the introduction section. So I went ahead and opened up my 3 sources that I'm going to use, and I had saved these in my reading list, so it was really easy. I just went to my reading list, and then I was able to open up all 3 of them. So I do have 3, and then I have my informative writing assignment here so that I can look at my questions. So I know that the questions that I need to cover are over here. Who is your topic? What is the person famous for? Why is the person famous? Which is kind of the same question, but why would someone want to learn about this person? Okay, so those are the questions that I know that I need to answer in my introduction. When you are filling in your graphic organizer, you do not have to write incomplete sentences because this is not going to be your actual writing. This is just to help you organize your ideas. I did write incomplete sentences and I just put an enter space between each of them so that I knew they were separate ideas. So the first one that I have answers the first question, which is who is your topic? I said that Stephen King is an author. And I already knew that, but looking at my sources, this is where I started to get my other information because my second thing that I wrote is he has published more than 70 books. So over here, it says he now has more than 70 published books. And when I go to, because you really want to be kind of going back and forth between your 3 sources and making sure that you're getting as much information as you can. On this source, I think is, oh wait, maybe it's the other one. Hold on one second. So I think it's here. Yeah, so here it says he's written 8 short stories, 11 screenplays, and 2 books on the craft of writing outside of his 43 novels. So I'm actually going to go ahead and add that in here. I'm going to add that he has written 43 novels. And when I actually write my paper, I would write out the word for 43, but this is a graphic organizer, so it doesn't really matter. 8 collections of short stories, 11 screenplays, 2 books about writing, and co-authored a book about the Red Sox, which is interesting. Which actually lends to my next thing, that he does not just write one genre of writing, but he does mostly write horror novels. So that is what he is known for. But one of my other, I think it was this one, mentioned that he writes other stuff too, and I added those examples. My next thing is that many of his books have been adapted into movies and TV shows. A lot of this I already knew, but I also got it from my sources. So here is where they're talking about it. And then I think on my biography.com one, it talks about Carrie and some other examples. So I collected those from going through my 3 sources. The next thing that I added is that many of his books he has sold more than 350 million copies of his books, and that I got from the biography.com, 350 million copies worldwide. And then the last thing I add was that his work has been very influential on future horror and sci-fi. So things that were written after his work, he's been very influential. And I could have guessed that, but also this one even breaks down the different things that he has inspired. So like Stranger Things, it's saying that without him, we wouldn't have things like Stranger Things because they are very influenced by his work. So I'm going to add that. So he has influenced modern work like Stranger Things. Now, if I wanted to go in and add more detail, because although this kind of answers that last question about my last question was why would someone want to learn about this person? If you're into Stranger Things and if you're into like horror and sci-fi, then obviously learning about him would be really beneficial. So I could add more information to this if I wanted to, but make sure that you are answering at least some of these questions. And again, I highly recommend that you open all 3 of your sources so that you can toggle through them and collect your information that way. Okay? So again, you're only filling in the introduction.